Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of PKM Weekly. Let's see what's in store for us in mid-September. So first up, we've got Obsidian, and Obsidian with AI, how to do it the right way, according to Nick. So if you've been in doubt or are wondering how you can integrate AI or some sort of LLM with your Obsidian Vault, then definitely worthwhile checking this video out from Nick, who talks us through how he's using AI and especially Claude Code to combine it with Obsidian to 10x the power of his notes, whilst at the same time maintaining everything private. And he also discusses the future of Obsidian AI and what the CEO of Obsidian has mentioned about that. So well worthwhile checking the video out. Relatively short one, 15 minutes or so. You're using AI wrong. My AI framework, the IDI methodology, obviously you can take it as Nick says, or you can use it for your own methodology. Defense zone, Obsidian AI plus the setup, how he does it. Using AI to reflect back. Using AI to do deep research. Add data to my notes, plans, and the future. So well worthwhile having a look through this video from Nick, and thank you very much, Nick, for doing that. Also, an alternative is if you want to check out Hyperlink. This is an on-device AI agent that searches your local files, powered by a local AI, 100% private, works offline, and is free. So definitely worthwhile checking out this Reddit post with details on how you can use Hyperlink to make the most out of AI in Obsidian. Next up is Notebook Navigator. So this is a plugin which I don't usually post plugins because I think it can be a rabbit hole. You post one and then you just keep posting plugins given the sheer amount of great plugins that there are. But I thought this one was great in the sense that it can show you your notes or your layout in a much more visual way. And that was one of the things that Obsidian gets to me a little bit, is that everything is just a little bit bland. And I know people like it that way, but I think others will like a little bit of color and a little bit of atmosphere or a little bit of things to it. So definitely worthwhile checking out the Notebook Navigator plugin. You can see everything here in the GitHub with details of how you can install it, how you can run it, its features, and what you can do with it. So well worthwhile checking out Notebook Navigator if you want to spruce up your Obsidian Vault. Next up is a couple of interesting Reddit posts. So one was, I've written an entire book, so I posted about this one either last week or the week before, of how OP was using Obsidian to write a book, and now OP has said that they finished the whole book, 119,000 words, and in the Reddit posts he details, or they detail, what they were using, the theme, the body text, the heading font, the various different plugins that they were using, and there's a number of plugins here, what they were doing to get the custom heading style, and blah blah blah, and then he answers quite a lot of posts from users on questions and things. So well worthwhile having a look at this one if you're interested in writing a book in Obsidian. And another one was a little bit of a rinse and repeat of Obsidian. Obsidian is satisfactory, create a vault, look up plugins because you're stuck, see how to organize it, recreate, rebuild, and rinse and repeat. A number of comments that liked it, or a number of votes, and a number of comments as well. So if you're in the same boat, maybe join in the fun. So that was it for Obsidian this week. And Capacities, I have seen a few posts about a Readwise integration being beta tested, or alpha tested I should say. So they are working on this, and there are some rumors out there that people are testing it on an alpha basis, and I have heard some positive comments on it. So if you are desperate for this, just fear not, because it is coming and the devs are working on it, and I'm sure it's going to be released in due course. But from what I've seen, it is working already very well. A few things that need to be tweaked, but it should be with us soon. And then OP, or a user, made a Capacities MCP server, and it's limited to a few methods that are in the API that is currently available, but it works nicely, getting Claude Code to write summaries of our daily work to my daily notes, etc. And you can see here, basically using Claude Code to get some notes into Capacities. And again, check out the GitHub for all of the information of how you can install it and how you can run it. Relatively simple commands and things that you need to run, and everything is here. So if you're interested in an MCP server with Capacities, definitely do check this post out, and thank you OP for creating it. Tana, they've had a few rumors and rumblings and posts and teases of late, and they're working on some upcoming feature announcements, and this was posted, so finally you can use Tana, and obviously it's been redacted, My guess is it is some sort of offline mode that you can use Tana whilst you're outside in the jungle with no Wi-Fi connection and with no internet. So look forward to that, looking to see how that's going to be implemented. Is it going to be like Notion where you have to download it beforehand, or is it going to download the whole of your vault in some way, and then you can use it as you go? So keep an eye out on that one from Tana. So lots of great stuff on that one. And of course, as I wrote here, it could be just a new set of icons, who knows? So we shall find out, a bit like Notion did. And also what they've done is they demoed, whilst they were building the latest Effective Executive live build session. Mark clicked on a few buttons and that showed a few navigation views, which someone in the Slack noticed and posted the screenshot, so thank you for that. And it just shows that there's going to be different navigational views available, or more navigational views available within your Tana space. And these are in testing at the moment, so hopefully they will be with us relatively soon. And with that, the Effective Executive has been built. They did the session and you've got the recording and the template here. So this is the 60-minute, starting from fresh, of how they can build a workflow for, in this case, the Effective Executive. So definitely worthwhile having a look at that one. And they also ask for a bit of feedback. So after 4 sessions of the live build, they want to know what they can improve, what they can work on, and any other examples that you might find useful. So just fill in this quick survey from the team, and I'm sure that's going to benefit everyone in the future. Another one was a voice memos with AI from FIS. So this is part of a free version of the Tana Commands Mastery, and basically looks at transforming spoken language requests into structured learning materials with Tana. So well worthwhile having a look at this one, because what you'll learn is how to capture mobile voice memos, build voice memos, create vocabulary, subsequential AI, and use autofields. So just to basically make the most out of voice memos within Tana, so you can make some use of them later on. So well worthwhile having a look at that one, and thank you FIS for making that free. Next up is Logseq. So Danzu, they did a video on task management within the Logseq DB mode. So in this one, step-by-step guide, how to create, update, schedule, and extend tasks using Logseq's database graph features. Well worthwhile checking out, because it goes through into quite a lot of detail of how you can set up the tasks, and at the same time you can get a glimpse of where the team is at with the database version. So have a look into that one. And also at the same time, Danzu posted a very simple query, but a very effective one, of how you can resurface forgotten notes within Logseq. And just copy this, paste this query into your Logseq space, and every time you start it up, you can get a random note that reappears. And you can also change the sample if you want. So if you want more than one, just change the one to whatever number you want, so that you can see your notes being resurfaced on a random basis. So thank you for that, Danzu. And then there was one of them in the Reddit that asked, or a user that asked, anyone use Logseq in conjunction with Obsidian? So I'm wondering if anyone finds it useful to use both, and how and what the workflow looks like. So again, if you just go to Reddit, a few comments that have been posted with a few indications of how people are doing it. So if you are interested, it's well worth having a look at that one. AppFlowy, they've released a new version, and that includes workspace user profile, so you can customize your avatar, about me profile card, and it's got Gemini 2.5 and Flash are now available within AppFlowy, and quite a number of updates in the mobile space as well. So definitely worthwhile updating to the latest version of AppFlowy if you haven't already. And you can see more from the changelog on AppFlowy. Next up was Collabwriting. So last week I posted this, having just found it, and I have played around with it for a little bit this week. Not as much as I would like, but that's life. So it works a bit like Readwise and Recall AI, where you can save and highlight notes from different sources and things for easy retrieval. And let's see if I can just pull up an example here. So this is one that I did a couple of a day or so ago. So this is, for example, from a PDF, and I just highlighted the authors. So I uploaded the PDF to Collabwriting, and it's finding it, and then I just highlighted this as an example, and you can see here I clicked on it and it found it immediately. And if you want, you can also highlight other things, and you can see that as you highlight the text, it creates a little box here. Obviously this, I think it depends on how the PDF's encoding, because it's treating each line as a line break, but hopefully that can be fixed quite easily. Create the card, and there you go, and then you can even comment on it and do whatever you need on it. And then as you navigate away, you can get it that appears, and then you can locate it and click on it and it will automatically navigate to that section. And that was for PDF, and another one was that I did from a Reddit post. So I just randomly highlighted this, and again it just showed it here, so I can then click on it and see where it goes. You do have a dashboard, and I just need to hide that because it does show the personal email address, so hopefully that can be fixed and removed. And you can see here you've got a little bit of a dashboard of the highlights that you've made, and if you go home as well, you've got some getting started guides, meet the team, deep work, and things of how you can use it. So definitely one to check out. It just works as a plugin or an extension to Chrome or other browsers, and very easy to use. So I'm going to play around with it a little bit more, so I'm going to post more on it. And as I say, it is free, and if not, you can also pay for it if you want more features for $15 a month or $150 a year, but from the free one there is already a lot of availability there. So one that's well worthwhile checking out. And also I understand, and let me just hide that team's working on some sort of AI so within it, so definitely worthwhile keeping an eye on Collabwriting just as a save and retrieval. Heptabase, they've done a few things. So they've updated the desktop app, so you can do a few adjustments in the direction position. They've also updated the mobile app, and they have also announced a new showcase ideas page. So you can see here, when people try Heptabase, the first thing they ask is how are other people using it. So hopefully they're going to populate this with examples from people so that you can actually see what's the benefit of using Heptabase and what people are finding are the pros and cons. So well worthwhile having a look at that one. And also there was a video that I saw that was quite interesting in terms of Heptabase for teaching and lesson plans. 16-minute video, and basically FP, he goes through and how he sets Heptabase up to create lesson plans and teaching. So have a look at that one if you haven't already. Craft, I saw this one, which I thought was quite interesting, but not really sure what the update is. And the tweet is the next big update for Craft will be released next week. So if anyone has any idea of what it might be, please do share, because I am a little bit confused of what that can be. So if you have any insights, please do let me know. And last up but not least is Thymer. So they're getting closer and closer to the release, thankfully. So what they write here is, we know many of you are eagerly awaiting to try it out, which is really cool, and we're working as fast as we can. I think this is about 150 bugs or so, critical bugs that they need to fix, or tasks, until we can invite the first users to give it a try. Hard to say exactly how long it takes, because sometimes it takes me 10, or in a day I can knock out 10 tasks, and in some days it's only 1. So well worthwhile keeping an eye on that one, and Thymer, just to see when it's actually going to be released. So that's it for this week. Thank you very much, as usual, for being here, and I shall see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.